Now maybe you're in an SHTF moment, maybe you're moving to or through a bug out location, maybe you're trying to get to a cache and you come across an open area like this and you need to know how to get across without losing your bearing while maintaining and staying on the right azimuth. Hey team, today I want to talk to you about protection, especially when you're moving out through a wooded area and you come across an open area, which I have one off to my right. We'll look at it here in just a second. I was actually here earlier this morning and doing some film work, and I was like, you know what, this is going to be a great thing to look at because it was some of the things I'm going to tell you was really obvious. I'll try to pull in some of that footage as well as what's going on right now, and so that you can put some stuff into your kit bag so that you can take care of yourself, right? Because that's what it's all about. One of the biggest planning considerations we need to take into account anytime that we're moving out, of course, is protection. Now, protection from what? And that's what we're going to look at in this particular video in regards to an open area. Right? So protection from the elements is the number one thing. Hey team, going to take a short pause and remind you to check down in the description below for a link to any of the gear seen in the video, as well as over a dozen lists on my Amazon influencer page to help you organize and harden your kit. And if you're looking for a deeper connection, including one-on-one instruction, you'll also find a link to my Patreon page featuring 6 levels of membership so you can select the right perk, value, and support that you're looking for. Back to the content. You know, I don't care whether you're just moving through an area and you're doing some bushwhack and you're trying to get off grid a little bit, or whether or not you're finding a little cubby hole at night. You will notice a stark difference in just temperature alone between an open area and being off in the tree line. Use the tree lines to your advantage. Just this morning alone, man, the entire open area out in front of me was completely frosted over. I come right back over here and it was all nice and green, looking just like it does right now. What does that tell you, friends? That tells you that there was at least a 5-degree temperature change between being over here in the wood line or being stuck out in the open. That's huge, man. That can make all the difference in the world, but there's more. And so turning around and reorienting us, you can start to see some of this open area setting up behind me right now, right directly in front of you, right? And it was worth taking a pause while I was still here back in the tree line a little bit. And we're only a couple trees between us and the clearing. If I step back another 10, 15 meters, it becomes more pronounced what I'm getting ready to tell you. But man, the protection that it offers you, not only from wind, right? Has some natural wind breaks in and through the trees and the underbrush. The temperature is going to hold a little bit warmer back here in the tree line, right? As we've already seen that demonstrated. But it's also going to help conceal some of your movement. It's going to offer some natural concealment to your position. You've got no business setting up out in the wide open area. No business to do that at all. It's causing you too much exposure, both to the elements and to man-made elements as well, right? You need to take care and protect yourself. Now, maybe you're in a SHTF moment. Maybe you're moving to or through a bug-out location. Maybe you're trying to get to a cache, and you come across an open area like this, and you need to know how to get across without losing your bearing, while maintaining and staying on the right azimuth. Let's go through that right now. All right, team, so all we did was step forward about 10 meters forward. I know my lighting is a little bit harsh. I hope you bear with me and give me a little bit of patience. You don't always get optimal conditions when you come out here to shoot some video, and I don't have a big production studio thing going on, but we can start to see this open clearing out in front of us. Now, if I was on an azimuth, and I needed to shoot through this area, I need to be able to use the tree line and the wood line here to work my way around, if you will, right? You following me? I want to use that tree line to help conceal my movement so that I don't have to walk through this open area. But once I get to the other side, I need to be able to keep moving in my line of travel. Does that make sense? That tree line is going to help conceal noise. It's going to help conceal all of the, and provide me some light discipline as well. Because you're not going to be able to see me if I'm just 15 meters back off in the tree line. I can keep the open area in my eyesight as I'm moving around, but you're not going to be able to see me. But I need to know, and I need to have something I can shoot back to this area. So I'm going to look out in front of me here, right, and I'm going to try to see, is there a major landmark that I can see, that I could get somewhere on the other side and shoot a back azimuth to make sure that I'm on the right azimuth, so that I can keep moving forward towards my cache, towards my bug out location, towards my destination, whatever it may be. And as it turns out, man, there is nothing but Doug firs. So I need to make something. I need to make a waypoint. So I'm going to find something that I can, well, I have some bushes right here. Now, of course, depending on the situation, you may need to leave a person back, right? That would be another option. Leave a person back and use some visual signaling techniques between you and the far side. Or maybe you have some RF capabilities that you can talk from one side to the other. And you can align yourself, right? You can align yourself back to this point. That's all we're doing. I want to come back and be on line with my line of travel. If you're not overly concerned about human predators, right? You could always leave a man-made feature. Now, depending on the distance, maybe you could just leave a more natural feature, breaking a tree or something of this nature. But in this case, for demonstration purposes, I'm going to take some engineer tape and I'm going to tie it on to this bush. Now hopefully I should be able to see that as we move out here to the other side. Now there's a couple things that this is going to do. One, I'm going to tell you, if you're overly concerned, you're going to gig on me for leaving a man-made feature here. Do what you need to do. But there are plenty of engineer stakes and markers in this national forest where I'm at right now. There's a lot of engineer tape and there's a lot of placards hanging up in the trees. So leaving one more man-made feature here is probably not going to be a tell that I'm here, that somebody's been here, right? Somebody has been in this area. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move off to the other side of this tree line and we'll shoot a back azimuth, and we'll talk about what a back azimuth is and how to figure that out so that we can shoot back to this waypoint to ensure that we are in a straight line with where we started from. Let's do that. And so working my way back in a little bit, here we can still see the engineer tape that's behind us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back about another 5 to 10 meters into the tree line, and then we're going to start skirting around until we're on the other side of this tape and I can shoot an azimuth back to it. Up here, we need to start banking around over to my left. See if we can find some trail. I can make out the clearing, and that's what's important when we're doing this, right? Keep the clearing so that you know where it is. You need to be able to not meander off too far in the wrong direction, right? We don't want to waste too many time or resources. As it turns out, there's a few game trails, maybe people trails, who knows. So I made my way around where I think I'm on the other side, and what we're going to do is we're going to push up closer to the tree line, try to find that engineer tape with the naked eye, and then we'll shoot a back azimuth to it. And again, I'll show you how to do that once we get right up here. just about, I can make it out pretty easy from here, and without exposing myself too much, I don't have to work all the way out into the opening. I'm gonna shoot an azimuth and see what we're looking at here. And from here, we're at about 120 degrees. I'm a little bit off. So let's go ahead and take a second, and I'll show you how we can see this, and then I'll show you how to do a back azimuth. And we'll go find out exactly where we need to be on the exact opposite side. Right, so we can make it out pretty clearly from here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot an azimuth, and what I need to do is figure out what that back azimuth is, and it's 95 degrees. My azimuth coming out was 275 degrees, right? And to the near side, we'd moved out 600 meters, so I marked that down, and I already did my back azimuth on the front end, and that's 95 degrees. So how you figure that out is you take your azimuth, and if it's between 0 and 180 degrees, you're gonna add 180 degrees, and that'll give you your back azimuth or your reverse azimuth. That's going to work you back to where you started from. If it's between 180 and 360, you're going to subtract 180 degrees. So since my azimuth coming out in this direction was 275 degrees, and that's over 180, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 180, and that's going to give me with 95 degrees. Now from right here, I'm at 120 degrees. So I know I need to move back off in this direction until when I shoot, it's exactly 95 degrees. Now, once I do that, all I'm doing is I'm taking a couple points and I'm putting them in a straight line. I'm putting myself in a straight line back with where I started from. Now, the distance between here and there, so I had my pace count to the near side, and now I'm on the far side, and I'm going to estimate that I'm 250 meters from here to the far side of this open area. So let's move over here, and we'll see if we can't find a spot where we can get exactly, all right, back azimuth. We'll go ahead and we'll try from here. See what we got. The reason I'm going to use the compass to cheek method is because I'm shooting a precise azimuth from here back to that piece of engineer tape. Otherwise, I would just use a center hole technique. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my notepad and my pencil, and I'm going to mark down that 250 meters that I'm going to estimate. I'm just going to write down far side. $250 meters. I'm going to pick up my pace count from here, and I'm going to keep moving off towards my destination. Hey friends, let me know what you think about the content of this video. If it added something to your kit bag that may help you out the next time that you're moving out through the wilderness. Again, thinking about some basic protection from the natural environment that we have around us, whether we're talking about weather and precipitation and temperature, or whether we're talking about, just thinking about security of our movement along the way and how to negotiate open areas and how to use the tree lines to our advantage. If you did enjoy it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell if you want to stay up to date on some future content so that you can master your fieldcraft and develop your tactical virtue. As always, until then, you stay out there and you stay stoked.